Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more My Hero Academia. Oh, it feels so good to say that. I love watching this show. If you're joining me early today, it means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and you know, as always, I'm sending you those big old hugs right through the screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So you guys, I want to talk a little bit about the last episode that I watched of My Hero Academia, which was a Sun Eater Amajiki focused ep. At the time that I watched that episode, I came away from it really liking the character even more. After some time went by and I kind of like half rewatched the episode during editing and everything, I went from liking the character a lot more to being completely crazy about the character. I love Amajiki. I am 1000% on board. He's in my heart now. I loved getting to see a little bit of background on him. Ever since we've met him, he's been very shy and kind of down on himself and everything. And they really could have just left it at that. Like, from what we know about him, he doesn't seem terribly confident, and you know, they had dropped hints that he looks up to Mirio and everything, but taking the time to go back and show, you know, everything that he went through personally and how he met Mirio and how he and Mirio kind of made each other better in a way, because, you know, at the time I watched it, I felt like, oh, well, Mirio kind of brought, you know, the confidence out of Amajiki and helped him recognize. But I think that Amajiki did a lot for Mirio too, because, you know, he kind of hinted at that in one of the, you know, Mirio did in one of the flashbacks, that like he had really gotten a lot out of their friendship as well, not just, you know, the other way around. But I do love how, like, Mirio just kind of, he did, like, bring out all of the great stuff that was already there in Amajiki. He just kind of helped him to feel comfortable enough to bring that side of himself out. I find it very interesting that, according to Fat Gum, Sun Eater is incredibly powerful, like more powerful than a lot of heroes. And that makes sense because, you know, we saw him in the last episode, like he had eaten the crystals, and like it never even occurred to me in 1,000 years that, oh, he could really eat anything and get its abilities. You know, it really doesn't have to be, you know, just a food. Which is kind of crazy because he could really have, like, any ability, any quirk, couldn't he? Maybe there's some limits to that, I'm not sure. They haven't really gone super in-depth into that, or if they did, it kind of, I missed it. Hopefully they'll go into it more. But I love him. He's in my heart now. What can I say? You know, this season in particular, and it's not like they haven't done this in other seasons of My Hero, but I feel like this season in particular, they are speaking personally to a lot of like personal life situations that a lot of people have gone through, and I've just felt so like, so much, I don't want to say more invested, because I've been very invested in My Hero in the past, but I felt personally like very, very invested in everything they've been telling about and everything. And I think that maybe not all of us, but a lot of us can relate to a character like Amajiki, who, you know, just doesn't even realize the ability he has, and lacks confidence, and is always kind of looking at others like they're better, or at least like in this case one other particular person, like, you know, why can't it be like them, they're so much better. not even realizing, you know, his own potential. Or maybe now he is realizing it, because it seems like he's gotten a little burst of confidence now in the middle of this fight. So they left us on a cliffhanger for the fight, so I'm dying to see what happens. I'm also very intrigued that the name of this episode is called Red Riot. I had to do a double take because we had the Let's Go Red Riot episode a few episodes back, and I'm like, wait, is this... I'm not... like rewatching an episode, am I? But no, this title's a little different. It's just Red Riot, and no complaints here. I loved that episode with Red Riot. I'm 100% on board with seeing more from him. And we also know that they kind of like dropped that little like weird flashback in Red Riot's episode, and then they never followed up on it again. So I wonder if we're gonna get some follow up on that in this one. So you guys, I can't wait to see what happens next. And you know there's only one way to find out what happens, and that's to jump into the next episode of My Hero Academia. Let's go, plus ultra! No! Oh no! He's very worn out from the battle, apparently. It's true though, like the vibes you put out, that's what people think. Yeah, all of a sudden it stopped. 相手は地下全体を正確に把握し動かせるわけではないのかもな。上に残った警官隊もいる。いないとはゴミとはいえ能力はある3人だぞ。If they were like this, some of their strongest people, then. そうか。見ることができます。ああ。お。まさか総出で妨害してくるなんて。優しくしてたら。 Well, there goes wanting to blame it all on a couple of rogue people in his organization. Oh, the dad that we saw. Okay, now we know how they really feel. Oh, fat gum. Please be okay. Ah! What? Aww. Oh, heck yes. I love that determined face. Heck yeah. Oh no! Oh. I wonder why they weren't in the list. Hey. Oh. What a great fat guy. What'd he say? See, it's unnerving that they have like bonds and teamwork and everything too, you know? Do what? What's he gonna do? Oh no! This is his middle school.
葉っぱを変化させる個性なんだってね。
Oh, it's someone with a bear quirk.
観察にしてよこの葉っぱ。今月苦しかめですってば。おいおい、後輩を脅して小銭稼ぎか。
Yeah, his hair's different.
おい。誰？3年の霧島くん。
I love the little.
あ
Aww.
んま強くないから。個性ちょっと硬くなる程度だから。やろう。行こうぜ。ちょっと待て。やめとけよ、Aちゃん。見てたのか。
Oh, yay!
何を話してんだ。なんか仲良くなってね。
That's why it looked like her in the flashback. Breakdancing!
和やかに。
I have no idea what just happened. They just broke dance together and then.
足戸。心に男気がありゃ個性なんて関係ねえ。だからこそ目いっぱい体を鍛え、足りない個性は心でカバーする。
Oh.
そう思っちゃいるんだけど。進路どうするよ。俺でも。
So I'm guessing there's some hair dye in his future.
どっかで思っちまう。俺に派手な個性があれば自信持ってヒーローか雄英を目指すって言えんのかな。
There's a lot of issues of like confidence going around.
ブデンガーのヒーロー事務所はどこですか。教えてくれないんですか。
Uh-oh.
やべえ。なんでこんな時に限ってヒーローがバトン。
ないんだ。
逃げよ。逃げて。
Oh. Oh, okay. I was wondering, like, is this a villain or is this just some scary dude? Aww. Oh. Oh, okay, nice. Wow, what a smart girl.
なんでヴィランに抵抗し続けたための中学生が話題になってた。そこばかりが取り上げられていたけど、目撃者の話ではオールマイト登場の直前、友達が飛び出していったそうだ。何が心でカバーだ。本当に怖い。
So this is what was going on while
かけて動かなきゃいけない時。
all the stuff with our other characters was happening.
命と向き合って俺はヒーローどころか。
Oh.
母曰く初めて個性が外れ。
すみません。
昔誕生日に買ってもらったエジンヒーロー本のフラッグ。
Aw, he's the Japan boy.
では早速質問を。絵に身を投げることへの恐怖はないのでしょうか。
俺を何だと思ってるんだ。あるに決まってんだろ。
There you go.
父に飛び込むのに怖くねえやつなんぞ。よほどのアホ。
Everyone gets scared. It's what you do about it.
俺は救える命を救えなかったことがあるの。
存じてます。仕方のないことです。今は犯罪発生率
そういうことじゃねえんだよ。一瞬躊躇しまったのさ。てめえの心が弱いせいで助けられなかった。
Oh, this is speaking right to him.
でもな、それよりもっと恐ろしいことを俺は知ってるのさ。亡くなった方の最後の表情、救えない辛さ。そいつを
This is some heavy
俺
stuff.
は飛び込んでいける。
あなたにとって男気とは。
心のあり方だ。知らずだとかそういうことじゃねえ。俺はヒーローだから人々を守る。一度心に決めたならそれに準じる。ただ後悔のねえ。
Don't get me started, my
俺
boy.
にとっての男気よ。
ちゃんビビって動けなかった。
誰だっけ。
They're like, what now?
全然いいや。普通怖いよ。みんながすごいだけだよ。
Even she was scared too. She just jumped out. Oh, look at him training. Oh, yeah. Ah, mouse fear principle. That's a great life lesson. There's the hair.
そうだよ
You've got horns like me.
もう絶対後悔しねえ俺は守れるヒーローになる情けねえ自分との決別だ
I like that face.
霧島たそん時は教えてね高校デビューマンってみんなに言いふらすからさ
Nice. Heck yeah. There we go.
でもそれ以上にいつも怖かったんだ嘘だろまだいけるよな俺をタティアと思うとるやろうけどそれ命取りやでお前が俺に与えた衝撃全部吸着し
Oh.
全て抑え込んどくのにめっちゃエネルギー使ってまうから縦の脂肪がなるが蓄積された衝撃
He's been saving up.
縦もぶち抜く方向となる
Oh man.
何か企んでいる早く仕留めろ
放つためが作れへん気になる生きていただきをしてくれ
Oh.
二度と後悔しねえ俺は守れるヒーローにさっきは軽く吹っ飛んだはず割れたそばから絡めてけ
That's right.
帰ろう守れ信じろいいなアリアは
Oh.
無意味なことを我が防御の前になすすべなく倒れるだけだ
無意味やないで大きに
He gave him the Falcon looks different.
最大最高防御ただ割られる俺もお前らもレッドライオットっていうヒーローの戦い
Yes. Oh. Barrier. What barrier? Look at that face. Oh man.
こっちの勝ちや
Oh! All right, you guys, that was amazing. I thought the last Red Riot episode was really cool, and it was, but this one just came in and was cool in a totally different way. It focused much more on Red Riot's past, which I thought was really cool, and I think it was a great follow-up to the episode that we saw previously with Amajiki, having these feelings of, you know, am I good enough? Am I just like a waste of space or whatever? It explored similar themes, so it felt like it tied in really well. I didn't know, maybe they said this previously, I'm not sure, but I didn't even realize that Mina and Kirishima went to middle school together. That was really cool, and now I know why in the flashback we saw a few episodes ago with the previous Red Riot episode, there was a girl that looked like Mina in it. I love the kind of inspiration that our younger heroes get from the established generation of heroes on this show. And it was cool to see that, Kirishima's kind of got his own, like, version of All Might with the Crimson Riot. I didn't even realize it wasn't, like, his natural hair color. Like, I hadn't stopped to think about it, because we just have people with, like, pink and blue and all kinds of, like, hair on the show. But that was really cool, and he showed up, like, trying to be cool for high school, as Mina put it. I loved his arc in middle school, and I loved how, Mina mentioned in that flashback scene, like, when you've completely gotten through this, let me know. And it felt like this one, like, he finally, even in the last one, like, he was still kind of flashing back to it and everything, the last Red Riot centric episode they did. And in this one, it felt like it was the culmination of all he had gone through during that period of his life. And I love that he just came back and was like, it doesn't matter if they break through your hardening, you just harden again. And it's like, oh my god, that's such a good metaphor for life. So much of it is such a good metaphor for life. It gets me like, it just hits me right in the feels. So Fat Gum, I had completely blanked on the fact that he can store up attacks in that way, and that the fat absorption has a lot to do with his ability, like, store attacks. So I was not expecting him to all of a sudden look like drastically different, but that was pretty cool. Breaking through the barrier was amazing. Kirishima just got right in there and just bought him the couple of extra seconds that he needed to be able to do that. It was a great message about the way that people underestimate themselves, but also being underestimated by others. Like, even in the beginning, we had those comments about, you know, well, like, the other students don't have much faith in Amajiki. And granted, like, when that's all you see of a person, that they're down on themselves, like, yeah, you probably won't immediately have confidence in them, like, without knowing more about the situation. But it was, the whole episode, I think, had really great themes on others underestimating you, because that seemed like such an obvious matchup at the beginning of the episode. We had, like, these two villain guys that are the spear and the shield, and then it looked like a shield and a shield, but it wasn't. So that was a really great message as well about, you know, people just underestimating your abilities, and being able to fight back in light of that. Okay, so Fat Gum is another one of those characters that I don't remember him from previous seasons. I feel like we'd, like, just met him this season. I think we did. If we saw him in the past, like, we didn't really, like, know him. He may have just, like, been in the background, but I don't know. He is another one of those characters that is growing on me incredibly fast. He was awesome in this episode, and he's been great in, like, the episodes that I've seen him in so far. Again, getting a Red Riot centric episode was great. We kind of tied everything back to that flashback we saw in the previous Red Riot episode. And again, like, they really, for switching the focus from one character to another between last episode and this episode, I feel like they kept the themes the same. And now we're just seeing, like, how another character deals with similar feelings. So that was really cool. I enjoyed that. It feels very, like a cohesive way of telling the story. So, all right, the battle continues. I can't wait to see what happens next. We still don't know what happened to Amajiki. We need to revisit that, because he was, like, down for the count, it seems like, when we last saw him. We're still... I forgot to mention, we got a little bit more about Overhaul. So apparently, like, they're not just all... Like, some people are really on board with Overhaul. Like, we saw those 3 guys that Amajiki was fighting, and they seemed to really respect him. But a lot of people were working for his dad, I guess. I think it's his dad. Didn't he call him, like, Pops or Papa or something? Unless that was just kind of a term of endearment, and he's, like, an elder, like, boss or something. I'm not sure. But we know, like, a lot of the crew thinks that Overhaul's, like, kind of out of control, and they're not on board with dealing with him, and they just kind of were forced into a situation where he came in and took over as the boss. I wonder if there's more to that, because they said, like, yeah, now that our boss, like, can't say anything anymore. I'm like, huh, I wonder if there's more to that all of a sudden their old boss is out of commission. We'll see. So hopefully, like, fingers crossed, they're not going to get away with Eri. There's only one way to find out, you guys, and that is to watch next time. So thank you so much for joining me today. It was a blast. I can't wait to see what happens next episode. Please join me then, and we'll watch it together. Bye for now, guys.